Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to 6K Reviews. It's Dan, and you guys know what time it is, man. It is time to unbox this Scarlet Witch from the WandaVision TV show on Disney Plus by Hot Toys. This is TMS036. Man, it's been a long one, a long wait for this. This was announced, I believe, 2 years ago, and we just got this about last week at the time of me making this video. And yeah, man, finally got this in hand. I'm really excited. It's Elizabeth Olsen as, the Scarlet Witch. Like I mentioned before, this thing looks, fantastic. The artwork looks really cool. I do not have the vision to go with this because I just wanted the Scarlet Witch herself for now, but we'll see if I change my mind on that eventually. But yeah, man, I'm really excited about, this figure. The box looks very fantastic. It looks just like the Vision from what I've seen in pictures. But this is my first in hand. It's got some nice different textures. It's got a gloss texture on the top. And on the rest of it, it's kind of like a hard, weird texture, kind of. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, this is just a slip cover as well. And you can see the top here. It says the Scarlet Witch, WandaVision, and 1/6 scale collectible figure. Like I said it before, it does have a slip cover. It comes right off. Then we can take a peek on the inside of the figure. Just has the window, and then here's the other part of the box. Has a little stripe. Nothing too crazy. I mean, then you get some scenes from the actual show itself right here and through these little TVs. I think that's pretty cool. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the box. I mean, nothing crazy. Let me get this out the way here. Let's open this girl up. Yeah, I do like the black and pink color scheme though. I think it looks pretty neat for the most part. So let me get over here. Get this out the way. And oh, this thing comes with two trays here. So you got one. That's always a little bit weird to get off. Oh, I'm doing it wrong. There we go. So looks like the cape and the stand are in this bottom one, and then of course the figure in this top clamshell. I'm gonna go ahead, get all this stuff out, and then let's see what Wanda comes with. All right, everyone, here are all the accessories that Scarlet Witch comes with. I'm gonna go ahead and start off with the cape because it's kind of interesting here. It is one big solid plastic piece that goes over her chest. I'll show it on the figure later. The hood, you're obviously not going to see this over her head because of all the sculpted hair. So the hair is pretty much just going to cover this flat like that. And yeah, you'll see what I mean on the figure. But I think this looks fantastic. Yeah, just no magnets, so nothing. Is just it goes right over and it holds in place pretty well. I do like the material on the back here. You can see it's a very decently light material, nothing too heavy. So it does drape nicely where it needs to. And then it does have wires right here on the trim. And it's black. And these are super, super strong. I can't recall the last time I've seen a wire cape by Hot Toys being this tough. So yeah, that's a pretty cool point on them. I am a little interested by this material that they use on the backside. It's like a print, and it looks really, really nice in person. I wonder how it's going to hold up over time. Hopefully it doesn't flake, but it seems like it's a pretty sturdy material for the most part. But yeah, the cape looks nice. It feels good in hand, and I'll show a little bit more on this on the figure itself. So yeah, we'll deep dive into that a little bit more. But that being said, let's go ahead and look at some of the other accessories here. As you can see, some of the flame effects. Now, this figure does have batteries that are going to go in the arms, and I'll kind of show how that works later because it's a little bit weird. And it does light up, so I will talk about that in a bit. But you can see you got some normal hands here with some gestures that she does with her fingers. And of course, you see some like of her magic hands, I guess you could say. But yeah, different gestures, and both types of gestures work with the effects, so I found that pretty cool. But yeah, and here's the other effect. Like I said, both hands for each hand work for the accessory, so I guess you can use it multiple ways. But at least I'm really happy they gave us pairs for this set. Because they normally don't do that. They'll do like one or the other. Here's the base, and you can see the Darkhold on top of it. I was going to get there, but might as well just do it now. Here's the Darkhold up close in person. It's pretty small, and it looks beat up. The detail is very nice. Hot Toys definitely does a good job with that. Of course, it looks beat up. It looks legit, so can't really say too much about that. Now, as I get closer here, you can see the pages. This is supposed to be the main page, I guess. That's supposed to be on. Because, in the movie and in the show, this was, they revealed that she was Scarlet Witch or whatever. But, yeah, there's other multiple pages, but they seem to be kind of copy and paste. They look very similar. Nothing too wild. But, yeah, this is how it's going to come out of the box as I try to do it. So, just like that. Yeah, it'll just come like that right out the box, and then you should be good. But yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna display this if I even choose to. Is what it is. It comes with the dynamic flight pole. I just didn't put it here, but yeah, that's everything that she comes with. Let's go ahead, get the figure out, and see what she looks like. Let's go. All right, everybody, here we are, Scarlet Witch herself, up close and in person, and yeah, first impressions, man. This thing looks fantastic. I mean, the head sculpt on point. The hair looks very, very well done. I mean, Hot Toys does some of the best sculpted hair in the game. We already know that. It just looks fantastic. The likeness, I think it's very much there. I think after looking at this, I think it's like a solid 8 out of 10. I mean, that looks pretty close to Elizabeth Olsen, man. I know there's been a lot of complaints about the shoulder joints and how they're ugly, and I get it. I totally get it. But other than that, man, the tailoring, all the little details on the suit, the fabric, the material they chose, like, it's fantastic, man. It feels really nice. You got wires in this little half skirt, which are always appreciated. It looks really good, man. It really does. The outfit is just on point. Split cut boot. I mean, what else can you really ask for? Yeah, I mean, what do you guys think about this head sculpt? Is this better than the Multiverse of Madness one? Is it similar? Are you going to get that one as well? Like, what do you guys think? I think this head sculpt's on point. I mean, zooming in like this, you can just see the tiara, all the details. It looks really, really good. Yeah, I'm happy with it. Yeah, let's go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and put the cape on, and also show you a little bit about the arms. Actually, I'll probably do that first, and then yeah. So let me show you what's going on with these arms. A lot of people were debating, oh, is this single jointed? Is it double jointed? And I'm here to show you what it is. So let's go. All right, folks. So here we are. I went ahead, removed the hand. I removed the sleeve, and you can see the joint right here. It looks like a double joint. It fucking smells like a double joint. It's a double joint. It really is. You can see here. That's a double joint. I don't think there's much debate about it. It's a double joint. What's new? It's a newly developed joint because it has a little swivel here now at the, not at the bicep, but right here. So you can see it's a different joint, but it is double jointed. Now I will cave into the fact that the instruction manual does say you should only bend the arms to about 70 degrees, but I feel that's because the sleeve might get damaged because it's made of a material, so it could stretch and bend and mess up over time. And I totally understand that. You can see that it will crease, it will crinkle if you move it a lot. So I'm afraid, you see how if I do the double bend, it kind of stretches it out. So I think that's what the instructions mean to say, but they're very cryptic, so kind of hard to tell. But it is a double joint. It is double jointed. If you feel like pushing that to the extent that a lot of people won't go, then that's up to you. I'm not saying to leave this in a super crazy double jointed elbow pose, because I don't think you need to, first of all. But I can't recommend it just because that sleeve might get damaged over time. But just for argument's sake, it is a double jointed joint. It is what it is. Can't, yeah, can't say anything else about it, I guess. But as you might have seen, you can see the battery compartments are in the forearms, and they're in both, so they are here as well. And you know, there's 6 batteries total, 3 in each arm, and it does light up. You can see here, it's actually pretty bright, crimson red. I think that's pretty cool that the LED itself is actually red. So yeah, that's pretty nice. You just turn it off, but yeah, let's go ahead, put on the cape now, and see what she looks like. All right, guys. While I was trying to put this on in typical Hot Toys fashion, this little middle bar section came unglued, cheap ass Hot Toys glue, and now it is a bit damaged. On mine, you can see the glue is fucking. It just looks like shit. So I will probably try to find a replacement piece on Toy Anxiety at some other time. But for now, you can't really tell far away. It's not that bad. But yeah, just beware. I literally picked it up, and when I put it on, this middle bar just came unglued. Like, didn't break or anything. It just came unglued. So just be very wary. Even if you flex the plastic pieces at all, there's a possibility it came, because that's all I did. I grabbed it like this, and it just popped right out. So check your stuff right out of the box, and hopefully yours isn't unglued. If not, just add a touch of glue. Mine just got all fucking fucked up and mangly. So yeah, it's not that bad. You can't tell from far away, so that's all that matters to me. But anyways, yeah, that's it. And then let's go ahead and put this on the figure and see how it looks. All right, everyone, here's Wanda with the cape on, and she looks pretty damn good. It hides all the joints where it needs to be. My only concern is, like I said before, I'm damaged my own figure, kind of. Be careful with that black piece. It might come unglued. And be very careful when slipping this on over the body, because it might scratch the skin tone underneath. So just be very careful. Keep the joints away, and hopefully it's all right. It's just a bad design by Hot Toys, in my opinion, that it just clamps over with no magnets or anything, or even it's very sketchy, I guess, in my opinion. Just be very careful. If you move the head, this thing tends to move. So just I just say get her head somewhere where you want it and just leave it at that. Don't even try to move it, because on mine at least, this thing tends to move. So just be very careful. Other than that, it looks great. It looks great on her. It completes the look. You know, she looks more realistic like this. I think everybody already knew that. The cape, the wiring, everything's just on point. Like I mentioned before, the details in here looks great. It drapes really nicely, even though it has some wires in it. I think that's nice. But yeah, let's get on to some articulation. I'm not going to move the head too much, because it really doesn't move much when the cape is on, but it goes enough. I mean, you can see how large the sculpted hair is. It's the whole figure, so you're not going to get much anyway. But let's go on to the arms. They are very strong ratchets going up. You can see the joint right there. Really strong. I think, yeah, that's always a good thing, because you don't want the arms to droop. There's a very small butterfly you can see there. Of course, the elbows are double jointed, but like I said, I do not recommend going past like 70, because you might stretch out this armband, and you don't want to do that on this figure. It has the regular 1/6 wrist peg that has like the light bulb in it, so you're not going to really get any crazy articulation out of it without it looking ugly. You can see the gaps there. Yeah, I'm not going to do anything wild with this, but it is what it is. I know some people will, but it still looks great either way. In terms of the torso, she's only got one bend that I can tell, and it's right here under her, chest. And this is a very strong rubber piece, so I think it's kind of holding it back, and that's fine. It doesn't really need to do too much. It's not like you're going to have her in a Spider-Man pose or anything, so I think that's fine. Let's go on to the legs here. We got, like I mentioned, we have these protruding parts of her outfit. So her legs will literally only go up to about there. So I wouldn't push it any past that, because you don't want to mess up this material in the front. You don't want to stab it or anything really. So just keep that in mind. The legs do go out a pretty decent amount, about 45 degrees. And I think that's all you really need, to be honest. So that's fine with me. The knees are double jointed as well. No surprise there. I think that's fantastic. It does the job. And the ankles are a bit different. They are actually very similar to Black Widow's, the most recent Black Widow. It says it in the instructions. So there's going to be no ankle pivot whatsoever going left to right. But the only way to do that is you have to like finagle the joint to face that way and then move it that way. But for now, it only goes up and down until you change it. So yeah, you'll see. Read the instructions and it'll show you exactly what kind of joint I'm talking about. If you have a Wonder Woman, it's exactly the same. But I'm just really glad we got a split cut boot because now this will be a little bit easier to pose at the very least, and I'm happy with that. But yeah, I think she looks great overall. I have no major complaints besides, like I said, typical Hot Toys, you know, QC issues, but nothing too major. But anyways, guys, let's go ahead, pose her up, and let's see what I can come up with.
All right, everyone, here we are with the first pose, and I'm really excited to pose this girl up, man, because she looks fantastic. The cape being wired and everything, it just really complements the figure so well. The book looks good, it holds in the hand. And I'm kind of going to zoom in here, and we're going to take a closer look at some of these details. You can see just the pattern, the materials on the suit. It just looks really good, man. The head sculpt is, man, it's up there. It's at least 8.5 out of 10 for me. I can't complain. It looks fantastic. I'm really happy about it. But what do you guys think about the head sculpt? Does it look like her or does it not? Let me know in the comments. And here in this next pose, we are going with the light up functions in the arms. I'm not a big fan of them, to be honest, only because they cut off right there, right at the wrist. But other than that, I think they're a cool gimmick, but I wish the forearms kind of lit up as well. But you can see a bit more up close. It only does the bottom of the effect, unfortunately, but it doesn't look bad. I can't say it looks bad, but I do like the effects. They look good even without the lights on, so I'm happy with that. As we move on up to the head sculpt here, I'm going to demonstrate that UV reflective effect that Hot Toys typically does on their figures. So here I am with the flashlight. You can see just they're super bright. Like it looks almost fake. Like putting the UV light on there, it looks really good. And some of the photos that I'm going to post on Instagram, like it's gonna look wild. It look almost like Photoshop, but it's crazy what you can do with these with the UV function. And here we are up close, so you can see it in real time. And yeah, man, it just looks really good with the likeness, man. They really knocked it out of the park with this one. Really happy the way this came out, man. That thing is just awesome. I can't get over it. But here we are with the final pose, and I kind of went with something a bit more. You know, she's on the flight pole. She's kind of doing her magic, and yeah, nothing crazy. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about the figure. That's it for this video. Appreciate you guys for watching. If you haven't already, please hit that like button and subscribe. And you know, we're gonna catch you guys in the next video as always. And yeah, have a great night. Peace.